Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another video. Today's video is going to be about the new lore that just got added into Paladins. Haha. Yeah, I might be a little bit too late. I should have done this like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I don't even know it anymore. But let's talk about it because there's a couple things that I want to analyze. If you've watched the HRX, you've seen the trailer. But there's a couple of things there that I noticed, and I want to go through them, okay? So, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, what's it called? That guy on YouTube that analyzes movies and, like, Marvel stuff, DC stuff at 0.225 speed. Yeah, it's almost like that. I almost had to do that. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play this really quick. We're just gonna go through it. It's like 49 seconds, so it's not that much of a thing. So let's go.
The realm united against Yagorath the Devourer, and Azan's intervention sealed her once again. Grand Magister Karn, realizing his failures, entrusted House Aiko and a group of heroes with leadership of the Magistrate. This news was met with cheers of adulation. For many, promises of peace brought hope. But for others, the same injustices simply masquerade under a new banner. A new resistance rises. The peace will be short-lived. And in their bid for power, where will our champions fall?
Okay, I had this playing over in my speakers. I didn't even know I had to mute my microphone there for a second, but there is a lot. Even now, just rewatching it, I just noticed an extra little thing, and I think that it's either they're doing it on purpose, we have to know what's going to happen on this story next, or they just are not lore accurate. Let's go through it so I can explain. So the first thing that we get to know is that Yagorath has been sort of sealed back again, but this time by Azan, which does bring this into the story. We haven't seen Vora, which means that she's still supposedly free, right? Right, okay, so it could potentially mean that Vora might end up unleashing Yagorath again because, you know, they're both together and so on, and Yagorath has that voice inside of Vora's head of herself, and yeah, no, so technically speaking, she has to do it. But here's the thing, this time she has been sealed by a different person. It was not by Io. In fact, it wasn't even sealed by Io in the first place. She got trapped in the crystals, and once they landed on the Shattered Desert, the people who were there, including Luna and so on, Luna went there as well because they fragmented, so a portion of Io went there as Luna. They ended up sealing Yagorath, correct? Correct. So who unleashed Yagorath? Vora, because again, she has the power to unleash that same seal. But this seal is new. It's made by the Pyres, made by the Abyss Lord Azan. So Vora may not just get there and unleash it again. That would be too easy, to be honest. So I think that's the first thing that we need to take attention to. And also the Vora is still going a MIA, okay? So continuing on, we get to see them talking about how, you know, the Grand Magistrate, Karn, the father of Corvus, noticed that, you know, there was a lot of mistakes with the entire crystal stuff, etc., etc. So we're just gonna give this to House Aiko. But notice that this might be the biggest, wrongest decision that Karn has ever done. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you have seen how the story has been all the way till now, and don't worry about it, I'm actually doing a video after this one that's going to cover the entire lore until now. But I already have one that goes all the way to sort of like Rom or Corvus or something like that, so if you want to check that out. But the new one is going to be a little bit more complete and fast and easier to understand, don't worry. But again, so he has now given the leadership of the realm to House Aiko, right? And House Aiko, if you remember, they even tried to recruit Genos to their side. This wasn't for the Magistrate, this was for them. Plus they have people in their, you know, their house that actually have immense power, like Ray Lepori. We don't even know how she ended up there. Did they actually force her to be there? Did they like kidnap her when she was a baby? We don't know. There's a lot that we don't know. House Aiko has a lot of power in their hands, and I don't know why this is. And now they just gave them the key to the realm. Like, this is insane, right? I never trusted House Aiko. You can see that on the Leon's personality. You can see that on Khan's personality. Not Karn, I'm talking about Khan, you know, the big bulky man of the armor that it's actually simping for Leon. Exactly. And now, not just that, but I noticed this one thing. In this same picture, we get to see, like, they divided it here to give us that idea of this is House Aiko, this is the side of House Aiko, and this is the side of the Magistrate. We see the new Victor, the son of the old Victor is there. We got Octavia, we got one of the soldiers. This is not Corvus, it's just a soldier. We already got the information that this is literally just a soldier. And then we have on the right side House Aiko, but Fernando is there. So either Fernando joined it up with them, or I don't know what the hell is that a thing. Like, he doesn't even belong to House Aiko. Why the hell is he there? He is a self-appointed knight, which technically speaking, it's illegal because you have to be, you know, branded as a knight by royalty, and he did nothing of that. He just stole the armor and said, I'm a knight now, right? So, but he's there. That's Khan, by the way. And also, little touch. They did like one of those wall carpets with the drawing of Azan stealing Yagorath, and you can see it here in the back. Pretty cool touch. I like it. But yeah, no, they're giving the power to House Aiko. And there's one thing I noticed again. Now, this is you see that little symbol? That usually is for the Magistrate, right? He has the same symbol there. He has the same symbol there. I believe Victor has the same symbol as well. And now on the next scene, we get to see, and pay attention to this, we get to see the Magistrates in the back following House Aiko, either just like to do a celebration, or their forces, their troops are now joining up with House Aiko, which kind of makes sense since now they have the key to the leadership of the realm. It means that they kind of are the bosses around, and therefore they should have power over them. And now notice that every single banner is different. This banner, I believe it belongs to the forest, I'm not stronghold, etc. Like, we'll go get back to that on the next video. Here we have House Aiko with the wings and the symbol of the phoenix in the bottom. And this one here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be checking this out later. If I end up finding out before I edit the video, I'll just put it up here. But that symbol is very, very familiar. I just don't remember what. I think this is also part of the main ROM thing. But again, if I find any information, either way on the lore video, I'm going to cover that. This is more just to add here the information of this scene specifically, that, you know, House Aiko is going there. And now notice what they're saying. For a lot of people actually, it was cool. It's very good that they did this and so on. But on the next scene, and this is not a character we know, even his feet is slightly cut, unfortunately, there. But a little bit of a fail there, but it happens. It's okay. It's okay. We see here what seems to be a squadron. If you don't know about the story of the squadrons are seen as little devils, as bad people, technically speaking, for the realm. And so yeah, they tend to be, you know, like for example, like Vatu, you know, they are in the shadows, they are living their life. They sometimes are related to crime and so on. But they tend to stay away, you know, they're not just like a normal House Aiko just hanging out in the realm and stuff like that. And then I noticed this. These two different soldiers have these symbols in the back, correct? Correct. But now notice this third one over there. He also has the same sort of helmet as they do, and the cape, and the boots. Which means that now the Magistrate's army, you can see that's the same clothes from the front, and even his mask is the same we get to see here, right there. Which means that the Magistrate's forces are now part of the House Aiko. House Aiko did not just get the key to the realm to get the decisions. They got a lot more than that, and that is massive. All right, and here we see a picture, which is actually pretty normal. This picture seems pretty damn normal. We got Koga here. Koga, who's been, you know, framed to 1,000 hands. He was, you know, taken in as a kid to the 1,000 hands. But there's one thing I cannot put my mind on it. The entire like the entire conflict up until now was between a resistance and the magistrate. From then on, like the darkness got released and everybody had to unite themselves. So either they, either Koga is now just on the side of the squadron. So either like Koga, because the resistance might still exist, obviously, because even though everybody got, stopped the decisions of the magistrate and now House Aiko has taken over, the resistance might still exist. In fact, the resistance might still be against House Aiko even more now than before. And we get to see, this, because Squadron people, they also get defended by the resistance in a part of the story. So it makes sense that Koga, who was part of the resistance, is now getting together with Vaatu in, for example, Talus to fight over the oppression that the House Aiko is doing. They all have almost a similar sort of, idea, or I'm trying to get the word, but do you understand what I'm saying? They all have the same purpose. There we go. They have the same purpose of, they just want their rights. They want to be free. They want to do what everybody else has the right to do. And if we continue on, now this is going to show us the new conflict that's going to happen. So, okay, Fernando is confirmed here to be part of the House Aiko now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they end up giving him a skin of House Aiko. It would make much more sense than anything. But what doesn't make sense to me, like here, it makes sense, Vaatu being with Zin, because Zin has an issue against House Aiko, and Vaatu has always worked for Thousand Hands only when he wanted to. But then we see Koga here, and not just that, but Yang, who's been imprisoned by Zin. So they're either teasing us like an alliance between the Thousand Hands and the Resistance, or they just completely screwed up. I don't know what's going on. I'm actually, and this is not even the most mind-blowing thing, Vivian is there. Vivian left the magistrate to go with Corvus. We know Corvus has his ass beaten by 7. We don't know if he killed him. I'm having this idea, this thought that he maybe just brought him to justice. Just lock him up. Now he has to pay for his sins and so on. But if Vivian is here, either like people didn't know that she was with Vaatu and didn't force her to also repent for her sins or her, her crimes. And then she just, joined the House Aiko, because in the story of Leon, you get to know, in the story of Vivian, you get to know that she tends to have her own secret plans. And she joins up with whoever is most, interesting for her plans. But this entire thing, it just leads me to think that the Resistance and the Thousand Hands have now joined forces because they are all against the new leadership of the realm. And not just that, but also House Aiko. If you do not know this, Zin was supposed to be an heir to the throne of House Aiko, and due to some conflicts, he ended up being banished, outcast, and that's why later on he ended up creating the Thousand Hands. This is all going to be, of course, mentioned up on the lore video that I have to do. Also, little cool touch, I saw this when I was reviewing the video before. They put the map in here and they just scatter it around, it's broken down the middle because it's symbolizing that, the realm is divided once again. So, and this is not the only thing. We have this, if we keep going, it's just the entire symbol of the new patch, whatever. But there is one thing I want to show you. So I'm going to pause this right now and I'm going to go and get exactly what I need. All right, and here we are. So they teased us about a map that it's coming out in 2022. Okay, this is not just right now. It's going to be around the middle. Why am I bringing this up? This is the picture we got to see about the new map. This is just a concept, okay? This is going to be, and pay attention, it's going to be a pyre map. Something I actually love because people have been asking for quite a while what type of map would I like to see, what the theme of the map could be. And I always said, pyre. We have abyss maps, we have the realm maps, forest, and etc. I want a pyre map. And guess what? It actually happened. It's like they listened to me. But notice that this isn't just any sort of map. This is a floating platform. This is going to be interesting. I want you to pay attention to that because this is going to be extremely interesting for a lore theory I have coming up soon enough. This is a platform, almost the Marvel like platform, the helicopter, whatever. The platform that just keeps hovering, and it's like their base. And because you see the realm all down there, it's almost like it's above Earth. You can even see like that sort of outline we get to see once we're starting going into space. And why am I bringing this? I have this feeling that after what's happening here, I think that the next conflict, or it could even happen right in the same time, right in the middle. The next conflict that there will happen, it will be between the Abyss and the Pyre. We haven't totally seen any sort of like conflict between it. And according to Nico, the lead designer, I don't think is he lead designer? Not sure. I know he's on designer. He's a dev designer. And one thing that he mentioned is that the Azan kind of don't like, the Pyre kind of doesn't like when the Abyss is going around, you know, just doing stuff. So since Ceres and Rom are still just hanging out wherever they want to, it's kind of a pending thing. It's like they just put a little pin on it, like, hey, we'll get back to this, okay? And yeah, I mean, we have Azan now, Fury as well, which I have a whole part of story I don't understand in there as well, but I'll bring that later on the video, on the next video, on the lore video. And we get to see exactly what I'm telling you in this map, like a sort of a theme coming over. So why would they bring a theme of a Pyre map if there's actually no lore related to it, right? For example, when Imani came out, soon enough we had a map around sort of the style of the Warders. And many more. Like, we had the Abyss happening, we had maps coming over for that, and now we have a map of the Pyre. Most likely this will be a siege map, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, big shout out to Paladins Latin for actually posting this picture. Either I would have to go back into the video to find it, or I don't know, probably that, because unfortunately on the official Paladins the game, it was not there. I tried to look for it, or maybe I missed it, doesn't matter. They also mentioned they are reworking this map, the same map I'm talking about, the Warders, which is good and bad at the same time. They're removing the crystals on the side. It will be good for a lot of people, but it's sad for me because I love that. Like, just so you have an idea. Yes, the crystal is being removed from here, but I want you to understand one thing. If this platform doesn't move, there's not going to be a way for you to go from here to over there. They will have the advantage, high ground towards you, which means that the left side, when coming from this spawn, the left side is actually going to be a disadvantage for you. Just saying. The entire map is going to be visually reworked. The quality here is horrible because Twitter, but okay. Although they're still going to leave that sort of like element of the, you know, crystal there, of the Warders and so on. Nature sort of style. We get to see a new part of the map here. This is also going to be a new map that it's going to be reworked. Is the Trade District, I believe. That, what's it called? The TDM sort of onslaught map. It's TDM and King of the Hill. But either way, yeah, the map coming over with the Pyre style, I really believe there's going to be some story between that. As for this, I really want to understand why Fernando, Vivian are there and Ying is here, and whether or not there's an alliance between the Thousand Hands and the Resistance, or just in case between some of the Resistance. You know, this might not be a conflict for every single person of the Resistance. If the House Aiko is no longer against like the use of crystals for the common folks, I believe that most part of the Resistance will not even be against it, but most likely they will. Okay, so either way, this is the new lore that has just been added into the game. I will be coming up later on with another video about the lore. I know this video was a little bit long, like 20 minutes already, but there's been, you know, I was analyzing here some details that are hidden here and there, and I want you guys to pay attention to them. And I also want you guys to give me your theories. So comments down below, theories, I appreciate it in advance. And also, little thing, my socials link is going to be in the description. So if you guys want to go in there, you'll have every single thing that I have, from my TikTok to gaming TikTok, by the way, my pets TikTok, my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, everything is there. Okay, so feel free to go around and just check it out, so that you can follow these these same socials so you don't miss the next few uploads that I'm going to be doing about lore. Either way, thank you so much for everything. You guys are fantastic, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.